Okay, let's get the comments going on. All right, we are connected to Facebook. I'm not connected to YouTube. I'm not sure what happened, but oh my goodness. I was ready to go. So my apologies. Welcome everyone. I don't think I can go back now and add YouTube, but we'll have to just share it later. So if you're here, please let me know that you're here. I'm going to go back to my computer for a minute and just put out another message. Give me a minute. All right, let's give everybody a chance to get on. Mine is, woo! Okay, let's see what's happening. Supposedly I'm connected to Facebook, so let's see if anybody's out there. My apologies for the mix-up. I'm on my page. I just put out a notice to let everybody know that. I'll be back in just a second and give everybody time to try to find me. All right, let's see. Nobody's there yet. Oh, Lord, what's going on? It says I'm connected to Facebook. I don't want to go off and do this again because I'm afraid I'll screw it up. All right, everybody. Let's see what's happening. All right, I'm not getting any comments, but let's try this again. Let's see if we can load the comments in. I'm not sure if anybody's out there or not. I can't see. So I guess we're just going to move on. Hopefully y'all will catch me. I am so sorry. I'm using a program called Switcher Studio, and it said Facebook wasn't logged in. And so I started going to Facebook trying to figure out why I couldn't get it to log in. And that's what took up so much time. So it's now quarter till. Hopefully you all are out there and you can see this. If not, I guess we'll have to watch the replay. And my apologies if you were out there. If you're there, if you can let me know. I've got the comments loaded, but it doesn't show anything. But again, who knows? Because it was doing its own little thing. So anyways, and I'm not streaming to YouTube because for whatever happened, it didn't go to YouTube. So we're just on my regular Shall We Stamp page. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. My apologies to everyone. I'm doing three cards. I hope that you will enjoy. And the whole idea of the creation anticipation is, oh, thanks, Deb. I'm so sorry that I am late. I'm glad you're here. I was having issues with the computer, go figure. Not the computer, but the program that allows me to stream to 2 locations, and it wasn't cooperating. And I started at 11:15 thinking I had plenty of time, but oh well, that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully others will be popping in. The whole idea behind the creation anticipation is for us to come together, and I'll put out a sketch or a picture with details as far as cutting measurements and all that. And then the idea is that you all can come and stamp with me, or you can just watch, and if it's in the morning, you can join me in your pajamas and have your coffee or whatever. And these are usually easier cards. I kind of start out with a little bit easier cards doing this because not knowing what the skill level is. And I thought it'd be something new. I try to do it about every 3 weeks, so we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to decide if I should change it, but maybe pick a particular date. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down and show you the template the sketch that I sent out to you all. And then I'm going to show you 3 different cards that I'm doing, and it really is more like using up your designer paper, so that helps. So anyways, let's go ahead and I'm going to flip the camera down, so give me just a minute so I can switch cameras. All right, so let's get started. This is the sketch that I sent out to everyone, and this is just that's what it is, a sketch. So you can pick and choose how you want to do this. So I'm going to go through and show you. Oh good, you're watching on Facebook. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go through and show you the 3 cards that I've designed using this sketch, and some a little bit different. And let's go ahead and get started since I've kind of lost about 15 minutes, so I apologize. The first one that we're going to do, and I haven't made the card yet, so I don't have anything to show you, but the first one that we're going to do, I'm going to work with the Seaside Bay, as well as the paper that coordinates with that, which is By the Bay. And I am using, and I'll show you I'll give you my dimensions in just a second. All right, so I am using soft soft succulent. You can tell that I'm Russian. Soft succulent, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 5 1/4. And then I'm using a piece of the brushed metallics. I have this paper and I always forget to use it. It's the dry brushed metallic, and this is it's got this really pretty succulent green. This looks like a Calypso coral type, and yeah, it's just the two colors. I just thought this was really pretty. So that's what I'm using here. That's going to be my base piece that's going across. And then I'll give you the dimensions that I'm using for this piece on the sketch. And then this is my sentiment, okay? So this I've cut at, I think it's 2 inches. Hang on a minute. Let me just verify that. Or it might be 1.5 inches. No, this is 2 inches by 5.5. Now, one thing that you could do if you want to dress up the card or not make it, you could always emboss the background of the card, so that would maybe give it a little bit more oomph than looking so plain. But I just wanted to do basics, so those that are just starting out possibly, or just give you ideas of how to use some of the scraps that you have laying around. So we'll go ahead and let me bring in my craft mat so I don't get glue or adhesive all over. All right, and then we'll go ahead and add this down, and I'm going to put this one in the center. Hang on, let me get my glue. It's been sitting here because I have two stations, one for, all right, hang on a minute. Let me grab my other one. This happens all the time, it seems like. Okay, so we'll just add some adhesive to the back of this, and I'm going to place this in the center of my card. Now, you know, you can place it wherever. I'm going to do the center. So, and again, it's 2 inches. You can make this 1.5 inches. You can make it 1 inch. Whatever works for you is fine. And this is a great way to use up some scraps too. Now, the next piece I did a basic white of 3.5 by 3.5, and then I did a 3 1/4 square. And this is the fish from the by the bay. And I thought that looked really well with the gold. I thought that would go really well. And see, that's going to take up a good portion of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. And then you can add ribbon. You could add whatever else that you want to. But this is just, it gives you an idea of where to start. Sometimes we get a little brain. We have a little bit of a blockage, you know. And we can't think. At least I know sometimes I have that where it's kind of hard to think about what you want to do. And we could pop this up on dimensionals if we want. Yeah, I think I will, because I think that looks, it might make it look a little bit, no, let's pop this one up. And then I'm going to do my sentiment, and then I'm also going to decorate the back of my card, the envelope, because, you know, we always have to do that because we don't want to have leftover paper sitting around for years and years and years. I'm grabbing some more dimensionals. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to pop this piece up on dimensionals. And again, the basic white is 3.5 by 3.5 or 3.5 square. And then the piece of designer paper is 3 1/4 square. All right, and I'm just going to put this right about here. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Now this is using one of the deckled rectangles. I really like these because it kind of looks like it's torn paper. So I'm going to use that with the Thank You for Everything, which is in the Seaside Bay stamp set. So I'm going to use this sentiment right here, and I'm going to stamp that on basic white, and then we'll pop that up. And I'm using soft succulent as well, so it coordinates. And we'll just stamp that right there. And let me get my ink, my chamois opened. All right, and we could always add some embellishments to this if we want to dress it up. Now, I could put this here, and that's what our sketch says, but you really could put it where you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to add any dimensionals here because this is already popped up, but I will put one right under here because that is where there's going to be a little bit of an area where it might be lagging, you know, kind of falling down. So we'll just add a little bit of adhesive on this part right here. And that should hold us up. All right, so we're just going to put that right about there. And that's the card. And of course, we'll add an inside piece, right? So very similar to the sketch. Can you see that? So I thought that looked pretty cute. I like that one. And of course, now we're going to come in. I'm going to use some of the paper, which is, I'm going to use this light. Now, granted, the birds, it's cut a different way, but you know, that probably doesn't look right, does it? Let's do the, we'll just do the backside. Let's do the kind of like the planks of a board. So let's just do that. That'll probably be easier. I wasn't thinking when you're using the paper, I really was thinking that this would look nice like that. Let's see, maybe it would. We get the crabs. Well, the crab, but see, the birds are going that way, so that really doesn't look right. Let's just do the planks. We'll use the planks on it. I really wanted to show the other paper, the other side, but that's okay. We'll just do it this way. And let me put my craft mat back in. Deb, have you watched me before? And where are you from? I'm just being nosy. And I haven't seen anybody else joining us, so I think I lost everybody. It happens. So, okay, so I'm going to add this, and I cut this at like 2 3/8. I think this one's 2 1/2, just enough to get it to where we want it to cover, so we don't want to waste. And then, and I'm sure that you've done this before or seen it done. We're just going to trim around the envelope edge, the flap, and trim off the excess. And I tend to lean my scissors a little bit to the right so I don't cut my envelope flap as I'm cutting. And then we just cut it around. And there we go. So we've got our envelope with our beachy card. Isn't that cute? Oh, first time. Well, thank you. And my apologies for my lateness. Usually I'm about 5 minutes early, so, but thank you. All right, so there's our first card that we're going to do. All right, so there's one. Now the next one, we're going to, let me see, what are we using here? I'm using the same paper. All right, so this is Playing in the Rain. I'm going to use this set. I just got this one in, and the designer paper. So we're going to use this one with the, I think this one's going to be the Happy Day one, if I'm not mistaken. And then I'm going to start working on those cards later. So for right now, we're going to use our designer paper, right? Okay, so in this case, this is the paper. Now I'm going to use this back side for my envelope, but I'm using the Mango Melody cardstock that's going to coordinate with this. And then I did cut a strip from the back of that same paper, and that's what we're going to put here, which looks like raindrops. And again, all of the cards are 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and scored at 4 1/4. Thank you. So, and then I'll cut this down. So sometimes what I do is I'll lay my strip on here, and I want to make sure I've got it long enough, and then I'll just come back and snip this off just to make sure it goes from edge to edge. Because sometimes when we cut things, it doesn't always cut. Sometimes you might be off like a 1/16 of an inch or something. So anyways, all right, so we're going to add this. And again, I'm going to keep everything probably in the center just to, but we could lower it. Let's just lower this one a little bit. I'll put it right about there. And I've got it going edge to edge. Now this one's cut at 1 inch. Let me just confirm that. But you can, again, you can cut it at whatever. Oops, there's my ruler. Hang on. I'm pretty sure this is 1 inch. Yeah, this is 1 inch. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim off this little excess piece right here. All right. Put that in the little trash can. Okay, and let me use my bone folder because I did not burnish this really well. I should have brought in and embossed one of the outside pieces, but I didn't. Okay, so again, it's the same measurement. It's 3 1/2 square and 3 1/4 square. And I cut it because I like this little turtle. I thought he was really cute. And you could, no, that wouldn't work. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to, and you can see it's really quite easy when you're using a sketch or anything. And again, it looks like it is kind of a basic card, but sometimes less is more. And even though it's not all, hepped up, whatever, with fancy, all the extra stuff, it still is a nice card. And we have to remember when we send our cards to our friends, family, or strangers even, they have no idea what a card's supposed to look like, and everybody just loves them, right? Because they know it's handmade. So again, I'm going to pop this one up because I just think it will look better popped up some. So how's the weather in Wisconsin? I'm down in Fort Myers, So today it's going to be about 80 degrees. And then I think tomorrow we have a cold spell, which, well, they say a cool spell, which should be, I think they said like 60. Which, you know, when you're used to the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it is a little cool. All right, so again, I think this one I think I'll put right in the center. The other one I was off, you know, I was off just a tad. So we'll put that in the center of this one. Isn't that cute? Now this one, where's my little tag? Hang on. Oh, here it is. All right, so this one I'm also doing a deckled. And this one I'm going to do Rainy Days Are Better With You. And I'm going to use my Mango ink, Mango Melody. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'll put, because I have more room right here, I think I'll put the sentiment going off this way. I'm really looking forward to using this stamp set. I haven't used it yet, so I'm looking forward to using that. And I've gotten, I think, one or two more. Earlier I was working on getting all my cards. Oh, I didn't ink that, but that's going to have to work. Getting all my cards put together. I send them off to Cards for Soldiers, and I just sent out a box yesterday, day before yesterday. There was probably, oh my gosh, I don't know, probably several hundred in there. So I am going to do the same thing. Actually, I might put it here and just hide that little guy right there, because that's just part of an umbrella. And then that still shows, excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat. Hang on one second. Excuse me. So, or we could put it at an angle. So however you want to do that, it's really up to you. I don't want to cover, pardon me, it never fails. I get a tickle in my throat when I start talking. I don't know. Let's see. How do I want to do that? Or I could cover it up there. This is the hard part, right? Trying to figure out where you want to put your sentiment, because you hate to cover up the pictures because it looks so pretty. Hang on one second. Oh, goodness gracious. I am so sorry. Oh, I hate when that happens, because then you just start, oh. Then you have tears running out your eyes. Oh, my goodness gracious. I use up my scrap paper that I have used and have scraps of in case you see the writing on it. I am so sorry. I'm trying to get my breath here. Okay, so there's that card. Give me 1 second. Oh, my goodness. Pardon me. I am so sorry. All right, so there's another one, and I'm not sure if I like that right there. Actually, I probably should have just covered up that side. But I've already laid it down, so that's fine. Whoever gets this is not going to have a clue of what it's supposed to look like anyways, right? Hi, Judy. I'm having a coughing spell. My apologies. It's going to take me just a minute to get my breath. I went and put a Tic Tac in my mouth to help. Hang on. I'm going to cough again. Give me 1 second. Oh, my apologies. Oh, my gosh. Y'all have to sit here listen to me hacking and coughing. I am so sorry for that. Ooh, boy, we're having all sorts of issues today. Computer didn't want to cooperate, and now I'm choking to death. So, oh, my gosh. Oh, okay. All right. Welcome, Judy. Excuse me. Okay, so since I'll just show this for those that are just joining. Here's the sketch that we're using. And then I'm using the Playing in the Rain. I just got the stamp set, but we're really just using the paper for the most part. And my cardstock is Mango Melody, and it's cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then I just took the back side of this paper, and this one I cut an inch strip and then put this on here. This is 3.5 is your basic white. It's a 3.5 square. And then the designer paper is 3 1/4 square. And then I used the deckled dies to cut for the sentiment. I thought that was really cute. And I just love using these sketches because you can make it as easy or as hard as you want, or complicated, I should say, if you want. And then I'll show you the other card because I've already made one, and we'll make one more. Pardon me. And then the next thing, since what I'm doing, I'm going to also use this piece of designer paper right here. And we're going to decorate our envelope. And I'm going to use the same. I was thinking about putting that on there, but I think I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead. And the whole idea is to use up our paper, right? Even though I love this paper because it's so cute. But, you know, I don't want to end up with a whole bunch of this. When it goes out of, goes into retirement, because that means I have to sell it and try to get rid of it. So anyways, and I'm going to turn this So that, well, no, I better not. I better leave it like that. So I'm going to do it like that. All right, because I thought it was going to look funny. Yeah, I think it needs to go like that, doesn't it? Which way should it go? Aren't those raindrops? But they look funny going like this. Oh, I'm going to put it this way because it looks funny the other way. This piece is cut at 2 1/4. Oh, no, this one's at 3. This one I already had pre-cut for. So I was going to use it, and then I changed my mind. I normally cut them about 2 3/8. Pardon me. All right, so we're going to put that on there, and then we're going to just, trim this around. So give me just a minute. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my nose. Now my nose wants to run. All right, so it's always something. It's bad enough to have issues when the program that I'm working with decides, nope, you're not connected to Facebook. I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, I don't have time to run through Facebook and try to figure out how to get it connected. And I don't know, I ended up getting it fixed, but it just frustrates me because I usually try to start getting everything set up at either 10 or quarter after or 15 minutes, usually 15 minutes before I start. That gives me enough time, except for when you have issues like that. But anyway, so, all right, so there's that card, right? Isn't that cute? So it's just the cutest thing. And of course, I'll add my white pieces, as most of y'all know. I put those in at the end so then I can add whatever sentiment I want. All right, so we're going to do one more, and then I'll bring the other card in so that we can see that one as well. And this one is, let me find it, is we're going to use the same paper. And, all right, so we're going to use the same paper from the rainy day, but we're just going to change it up a little bit. All right, so this is a piece of Daffodil Delight, and I'm using this die cut from the Tasteful Label Dies. Excuse me. And you can see this is really a nice set. And I always forget that I have these label dies, and I tend to do the same thing, right? I just cut my sentiments on either a straight piece of paper or whatever. So I thought I need to start using my dies, and there really is some great ones in here. So this is the one that I'm using, or that I used for this particular card, because it goes, my sentiment, I hopefully will fit on there. All right, so this is the same 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Of course, you know me. This one I didn't score, so I'm just going to fold it in half, and we'll get that. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, so we'll get that folded and burnished. We'll go back this way and get that done. Okay. Now, this is another sheet of that paper from the Rain and Shine. So you can see this is the back side. It looks like that, like a honeycomb. So this one I think I did at, this is 1.5 inches. And it's going to be by 5.5. And as I mentioned before, we could always emboss the back of the card if we wanted to, or add a smaller embossed piece if you want to, make it, dress it up a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and add this again to the center of the card. I think I like it in the center. I hate covering up these little geese and everything. They're so cute, and the little chickens, but that's okay. It's what we got to do. Alrighty. So we'll lay this one down. And we'll get that right about there. And again, it's just a nice, sometimes it's nice just to do quick and easy cards, right? So 3.5 by 3.5, and then 3 1/4 square, or 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we're going to add this to the basic white, and we'll attach that to our square. Pardon me. All right, so we are going to put these little, I love this paper. This is just so cute. Now I probably could have trimmed this down a little bit. To me, that's a little bit much on the white, but that's okay. All right, and again, I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals because I think it's going to look too flat. If I just lay it like that, I think I like them popped up. It just gives them a little bit more oomph. So we'll do that. Pardon me. And so Tuesday, I've got my cards already done for Tuesday night, and I'm working on the following Tuesday. My goal is to stay a week ahead. Knock on wood, it's been working. I've in the midst of that, I'm trying to clean my office because I try to put everything away when I'm done, but oh my gosh, sometimes it's hard to do that. But I try to put it away so when I come back down here, it's not so, You got to clean up before you start working again. All right, and again, the same thing. We can move this one over if we want, off to the side. So let's do that. Let's move this one here. And then let's see, hang on, I might lift that up just a second. Let me see where my sentiment. Let's do that. Let's move this over. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can lift this guy up. Let's see if we can get it to where we'll just put our sentiment right off to the side. Pardon me. So our sentiment's going to go there, right? Yep, let's do that. Let's put this right about here. So it's going to be close to the edge. Something different to do. All right, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to stamp Oh Happy Day, which is from that Playing in the Rain stamp set. And next week I'm going to be using, and I'll show you the stamp because I really didn't know what to do with it. And I had to do some major digging to find some ideas. So this is Balmy Blue. And actually what we'll do, we'll go back in here and we'll add some, hang on a minute, let me get some, we'll add some colors. Let's add some embellishments to this. So I think this one, I guess we'll pop him up as well. Since the other side's popped up, we might as well pop this one up. All right, so we'll pop that there. And then I'm gonna add a couple of, and I'll go back to the other ones because we need to have a little bit of bling. We'll put that right there in the center. And that, as I mentioned, was Balmy Blue. Let's see, what are the colors? I don't think it tells me the colors. But anyways, we're going to pull in, I think I'll do, I don't know if the blue is going to look right. And these are the pastel adhesive dots. Or adhesive, pastel adhesive back sequins. This is sequins. So I think that blue will look pretty. Let's do one of those blues and let's do, pardon me, let's do a gold for the yellow. So let's just do that. We'll add, no, that's gonna look funny. We don't want to do it. Let's put one up here and we'll put two yellows down below. How's that? We'll put that over here. All right, so there's that card. All right, and then we'll add some embellishments to the other cards. Just a second. All right, and then this one we're going to use, we're gonna do our envelope. And this one, we're going to do the honeycomb on the back. Did I do that? No, we did that one. What did I do on this? Oh, that one. Oh, we could do this one. What do y'all think? Should we do that? Got some heads chopped off. Let's do that. That would be cute. I think we'll do that. Let's do the animals. Why not? Okay. So, what was I talking about before I interrupted myself? I don't remember. But anyways. Okay. All right, I think it's fun to do these because it just is another way that we can, oh, I was talking about next week. See, I get sidetracked. See what happens when you get older? It's like walking in the kitchen and can't remember what you walked in there for. Anyways, it's one of the, I think it's one of the celebration ones. It's the one that has the two stamps that has the one that has like the outdoor, looks like the road. And then there's one with a house and I had no idea how to color those things. But anyways, we're going to do 3 cards. And I just think it's so easy now when you find a way to color them or how to decorate. I'm going to use one of the chalk pastels. I think it just makes the world a difference. Okay, so there's this card. All right, so there's that one. This one, I don't think we need any bling on that one. We'll just let that one sit. And then this is the other one for those that have just joined. This one is using the Seaside Bay with the By the Bay paper. And then this piece right back here is from the dry brush metallic 12 by 12 paper. And I'll just show you. It's got the gold with my Calypso. It might be red. I think it's Calypso. And then this color. And I thought that was really pretty. So that's what that one is. And, of course, then we used a piece of that paper. And then we decorated the back of the envelope with this one. This piece here was cut at, I believe it was 2 inches. This one was 1.5. And then this one was cut at 1 inch. So those are the 3 cards that that I used. In addition to, let me put the sketch down here so you can see. And it's all what how you want to interpret the sketch, right? You could do, I'll put it like that. You could actually, you could change this and, you could wrap ribbon around that if you wanted. And you can make this an oval. It doesn't have to be a square. But that's what I decided. I just try to keep mine very similar and basic, which I could have changed these up some. But I thought they were cute, and anybody that's going to receive one of these cards is going to absolutely love it, right? I know, don't they look right? I know they look so much different, even though you're using the same design. So look at that. There you go. That gives you some ideas. You like the animals? Oh, I know. Aren't these cute? They're just so precious. They're just, they're fun. All right, so there you go. And again, my apologies for the lateness and for my coughing attack. I hate to see somebody that's going to come on and watch the replay and go, oh my gosh, she just disappeared. So thank you guys for taking the time out of your Saturday to join me for this creation anticipation. I always think it's fun to do. And we'll do something probably early March, and I'll let you know probably a week or so before then when that's going to take place. And I'll see you all on Tuesday, where we'll be using, I think it's In the Country stamp set. I can't think of what the name of it is, and it's on my desk. But we'll look at that one. For those that are new, I'll be on my VIP group, which you can find at Shall We Stamp VIP. And it will start at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time Tuesday evening. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday to watch. And if I can help you with anything, please let me know. I think that's it. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.